Well, my subscribers on YouTube, come, come here, watch the entire review from start to finish. Don't be shy. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Stews here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I'm going to be doing a review on The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. So, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug is the second installment in the Hobbit trilogy, as well as the fifth installment in the entire Middle Earth saga. And it came out in the year 2013 and is directed by Peter Jackson, and it stars Martin Freeman, Ian McKellen, Richard Armitage, Benedict Cumberbatch, Orlando Bloom, Evangeline Lilly, Lee Pace, Luke Evans, Stephen Fry, Ken Stott, James Nesbitt, Pressbrand, Sylvester McCoy, Aidan Turner, Dino Gorman, Graham McTavish, Alan Brown, Peter Hamilton, etc. etc. And so the film tells a story taking place right after the events of the first film, where the dwarves of Bilbo and Gandalf have successfully escaped the Misty Mountains, like the place where the orcs captured them in the first film, and they had to survive. And Bilbo has gained the One Ring. They all continue their journey to get their gold back from the dragon Smaug. Since I forgot to mention that was the whole entire goal from the very beginning, with the ring being an essential part to it. Um, they encounter the elves with a familiar face returning that goes by the name of Legolas, and and also a new character who never existed in the books Tariel. Legolas had captured the dwarves, and he is like someone who still has a prejudice against dwarves. And yeah, his character basically went backwards from the Lord of the Rings films. More on that later, but they do manage to escape, and with the elves helping them, and they are found by a man named Bard, who takes them to Lake Town, where it actually turns out to be Thorin's original home. So, with the approval of everyone, and now the entire town of Lakestown, knowing the mission of the dwarves and Bilbo and Gandalf, they go to they venture into the Lonely Mountain to be able to find the Arkham Stone, but then they encounter Smaug. Now, yeah, sorry if my voice sounds iffy right now. I'm not feeling very well right now. Now, I know you guys are gonna ask me, wait, Frozen, if you're not feeling well, then why are you making a review video? You should rest. Okay, well, maybe not that sick where I need to rest and put my videos to a halt. Not that level. I'm just feeling under the weather. I have colds, but it's nothing too extreme. Yeah, I only make my sickness. I only take a halt from my videos due to my sickness if I am legit sick, like as in a fever or anything like that, or a sore throat, which I don't have. So you'll just have to deal with my voice being like this. So yeah, anyways, yeah. Now, before I talk more about the things in the review, I just want to let you guys know that I have a change of plans now. It mainly due to the fact that the schedules, a lot of the schedules of War of the Rohirrim are not very good. I decided that I'm going to be seeing Kraven the Hunter first before War of the Rohirrim. Yeah. Now, yes, don't get me wrong. I know that War of the Rohirrim will be the superior movie to Kraven the Hunter, but the thing is, guys, I just think that Kraven has a has a better schedule. And War of the Rohirrim, I think I'll just plus War of the Rohirrim, I'm just going to watch it with my brother on Friday. I'm gonna be watching it with my brother, and we agreed in one theater. Since Thursday, I think it's gonna be a little bit due to the schedule. It's gonna be a bit hard for me to get to watch Lord of the Rings. And Craven, it is easy because actually has a solid schedule. So yeah, I'll actually have to review Craven first before Lord of the Rings. But Anyways, yeah, back to this one. Back to Desolation of Smaug, yeah. I'll still follow my schedule of these Lord of the Rings reviews. I was originally supposed to see them on Thursday, which is why today is actually the last day of my journey in Middle Earth in preparation for War of the Rohirrim. But oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, I only said okay. So now with that out of the way, yeah, let's talk about the Hobbit now. Now, yeah, I as for a recap on my thoughts on the on Unexpected Journey, yeah, I still like it, but I think that it is the weakest Middle Earth film. It's still a great film, though. Don't get me wrong. Although another thing I forgot to mention about an Unexpected Journey in my review of that film, like I just realized that An Unexpected Journey is actually the only Middle Earth film to not have an extended edition. So yeah, I actually forgot that the Desolation of Smaug had an extended edition. In all honesty, until I rewatched this film, but I just decided to rewatch the original theatrical cut of it. Because I just think that at least the theatrical cut. Well, minor spoilers for my initial thoughts because I'm still building up to it. I like the theatrical cut slightly better. Than the extended cut. Well, same thing with Lord of the Rings. I actually prefer the theatrical cuts of all films over the extended edition. Anyways, yeah. I actually forgot that this one had one. And yeah, sure. And you can tell that you might think that an unexpected journey not having an extended cut goes to show that it really is that good and so good that they didn't need to cut any scenes, right? While there were some scenes in an unexpected journey that I think would have been cut out and like and they should have released an extended edition for that. I'm not complaining that the film is too long. I don't have a problem with that because I get that Hobbit films are meant to be like long, but I guess that's why that explains why An Unexpected Journey is the longest Hobbit film. It's mainly because yeah, it did feel like watching an actual extended cut. Although I'd say it's more of a nitpick than a flaw because I think that would have been better if they cut down like at least 20% of it. So no, 20 minutes of it, so it would have like a 2 hours and 30 minute runtime, and the 2 hours and 50 minute runtime can be the extended cut. Yeah, that's something. Yeah, now that would have been better. It would have made the pacing a bit better. Like cut mostly like a lot of scenes from the original. Heck, I cut the scene where the dwarves sing. Yeah, but yeah. Now, yes, I was a little bit. Since I hated the unexpected journey as a kid, I was actually quite hesitant to watch this one. But again, I only wanted to watch this one just so I can get to watch the Battle of the Five Armies without in theaters without getting lost. And so yes, I did watch this. I did like watch this one, and I remember I actually surprisingly liked it as a kid. I when I first saw it, I was like, "Damn, this is actually good." Now I'm ready for Battle of the Five Armies. Oh yeah, but I did eventually watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy afterwards. So yeah, now yeah, like what I said, like what I just said, I liked it and I found it to be an improvement from its predecessor. And but yeah, this movie just keeps getting better and better and better the more I rewatch it. And now, as for my thoughts in it, I gotta say, to quote Chris Stockman in his review of the Desolation of Smaug, that's more like it. What an amazing film this is. The Hobbit and the Desolation of Smaug is not only an improvement from the first film, but I would even go as far as calling this a masterpiece. Yeah, I absolutely love this film, and it is the best Hobbit film. Yes, in my initial review, I did say that Desolation of Smaug is my favorite Hobbit film, and that's not gonna change. And then when I rewatched the Battle of the Five Armies, I contradicted myself and just said, you know what, this is the best Hobbit film. But no, I really do think that this is legit, straight up the best Hobbit film. Yeah, but yeah, I think that this one really is better. I still remember what happened about on the 5 hours, and from what I can recall, even without even like having yet to rewatch it, this film takes the cake right here. I'd even go as far as saying that I actually prefer this over one of the Lord of the Rings films. Yeah, which is the Two Towers. Yeah, spoiler alert in my Middle Earth ranking, I would rank this above the Two Towers. It improves upon its flaws from an unexpected journey with better pacing, better characters, better action, better visuals, better CGI, and better everything else. Like, not I can't think of a single thing that this movie does weaker. Well, I guess that none of the characters in this film are as good as Gollum in the first film, but the thing is that Gollum was only in one scene, so Gollum is just more of a Lord of the Rings character than a Hobbit character. And yeah, these Lord of the Rings films these Hobbit films are due to like do tend to include the Lord of the Rings characters for the sake of fan service. Like since the first film has Legolas, no sorry, the first film has Gollum, while this one has and the third film has Legolas. And you got the Gandalf like throughout this trilogy. Well, the thing is that Gollum was actually in the first Hobbit book, but Legolas was not in the Hobbit film. So clearly, Legolas was more of very fan servicey, but there's a lot more to him. More on him later, but yeah, everything that was hype that we were all hyped for from the previous film just but which is simply put, just seeing another Middle Earth film after Return of the King ended up being one of the greatest movies of all time. Yeah, that, and also the fact that we were so eager to know how it all started, and we just wanted a good prequel about how the Adventures of Middle Earth started. It all of the hype that in the first film went to this one. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not calling An Unexpected Journey a disappointment. It's just that this film is just far more worth the hype. But not only is the pacing a lot faster than the first, but this is one of the fastest paced and most engaging films in the entire Middle Earth. This film is so engaging from start to finish. There was never a scene that drag. Like, it is very fast paced, and for a 2 hours and 40-minute runtime, damn, the runtime does fly by. Yeah, and right off, yeah, but sorry. Okay, here. The story goes straight into the point, unlike in the first film where, it just takes a while to have something happening and doesn't go straight to the point until later in the film. This one, you're already right here, we already have a story, no time for subplots, it's all straightforward. And you can clearly tell why this is the shortest film in Middle Earth, you can clearly tell why this is the shortest film, like, besides Battle of the Five Armies, or at least before Battle of the Five Armies. And right off the bat, this is one of the darker films in the Middle Earth franchise. I'm not joking, I'm not exaggerating. Yeah, and that says something, because the Lord of the Rings films are always dark. This is a dark fantasy franchise, but this one is a lot darker than you think. One of the scenes in the first act of the film involves similar spiders to Return of the King. Yeah, I remember that scene where Frodo got captured by the spiders, and they were and he was being taken into the nest, and then Sam rescued him. Yeah, remember how terrifying that spider was? Oh, I kid you not. The spider in this film is even scarier than the one in Return of the King. Yeah, the spiders were absolutely terrifying, and I am not exaggerating on that. But Smaug is what made this film truly dark. But I'll more on him later. Now I mentioned the comparisons in the book, but yeah, the film does expand on what the book has established, and adds characters who are not in the book. I mentioned that Legolas is in the film, and because of fan service, he was not in the Hobbit books. But and I gotta say, Legolas is one of the standouts of the film. I think Legolas was such a badass. It may seem like that he only shows up in the film just for fan service, but they really did a good job making him and making him feel genuine, like a genuine character who serves a purpose to the story. He's not just, oh, okay, well, I'm in and I'm doing all these fan servicey cool action scenes. Like he's not only there just to show off how cool he is, like he does have he serves a purpose. And he does have an interesting character arc. In The Lord of the Rings, we see that he is friends with a dwarf, Gimli, but we get a sense that he has a prejudice against them, even though he does learn to appreciate dwarves. Since this is a prequel, his character goes backwards. So in the film, he does have a prejudice against dwarves. He captures the dwarves because he hates dwarves. But he's somehow even more of a badass than he was in the Lord of the Rings films. His action choreography is just as so good and so fast paced too. The introduction of Tariel, a character who was an original character, is way better than making her out to be. People say that Tariel was just a character who serves no purpose in the story, other than a romance between her and Gimli. I believe that's his name. But yeah, people, the most common criticism about this film was that, Keely, the most common criticism about this film was that was the romance between Tariel and Keely. It was forced, and that Tariel served no purpose to the story, but she did serve a purpose to the story. Just go watch the film again, and you'll see. Eventually, Lily gives her best performance yet, even over Wasp. I know eventually Lily is more recognizable for her role as the Wasp, but I think Tariel is the better performance she gave. And I know I called Bard the best Hobbit character in my previous review, but honestly, no, I don't really think he's the best character, but I still love him. Luke Evans gives his absolute best performance in his career. Bard is his best role yet. Bilbo and Thorin are much more complex characters than in the first, especially Thorin. Now, I know a common criticism I hear about this film is that Bilbo does take a backseat as a secondary main character, with Thorin taking the spot as the main character. But it's not a big deal to me, since Thorin is an amazing character, and I probably would now rank him above Bilbo in my best Hobbit characters list. And the performances were all great as ever. I mentioned Luke Evans, Ian McKellen's great. Of course, you cannot ignore Morgan Freeman and Richard Armitage. I love how we get to learn more about Thorin, and the fact that he came from Lake Town, and apparently, as it turns out, it wasn't just Legolas who had a prejudice against dwarves. Everyone in the village of Lake Town, they hated dwarves, so which is why Bard hid all the dwarves in a can, a can jar, a barrel, my bad, barrel, and even and threw in fishes on them to cover them. Because everyone in the Lake Town apparently has prejudice against dwarves. But we learned that Thorin is the reason why they hate dwarves. Thorin is someone who they hate, but Thorin is determined to prove to those people that he can still do it, that he can be a hero to them. So it almost feels like it's more of his journey than Bilbo, but Bilbo is still acknowledged as the main character. The orcs are a lot more terrifying than they were in the first, especially Azog. There was even a jump scare made by one of the orcs included, and when one of the orcs jump scared Bard's daughter, and man, it actually was dark. One of the darker scenes in the film. The visual effects were. Now I do defend the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit visuals. I don't like what I said in my unexpected journey review. I wasn't quite blown away by the visuals in that film, but I still think they don't deserve the hate. They're not just green screens over CG fest that everyone thinks they are. And I think this film is just as gorgeous as in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I did not see a single spotty green screen effect in this one. The scenery of the locations are gorgeous, from the palace of the elves to lake down to the misty mountain of gold. The action scenes absolutely up the stakes from the first, and there are a handful of memorable action scenes. The infamous barrel action scene is very popular for a reason. And by the way, can we get a ride based on the barrel on the river, like that scene at Universal Studios? Like seriously, one of like that scene, it felt like I was in a theme park ride. Like it felt I felt like I was with them. Yeah, I think this movie, just for the barrel scene alone, this film would have been one of the best experiences in 4DX theaters. But the best action, the standout action scene in the film to me would have to be Legolas and Tariel versus the orcs at Lake Town. You can truly feel Lake Town being the perfect spot for action set pieces, and it shows like because you know how Legolas and Tariel would be jumping all over roofs, and the orcs are doing the same thing, like chasing each other, and you can really feel that. No wonder no wonder Battle of the Five Armies is the best action scene took place in Lake Town. More than that in my Battle of Five Armies review. But of course, we can all agree that the best thing about this entire film is Smaug. Smaug may be the best character in the Hobbit trilogy now, yeah, in all honesty. He is the greatest fictional dragon ever. Sorry, How to Train Your Dragon Dragons, but Smaug takes a cake. Due to how his presence is a lot more terrifying than any other dragons, and he looks like a real dragon. Like when you envision like real dragons, how they look like actually, Smaug would actually be the first thing to come into my mind. And to add a cherry on top, Benedict Cumberbatch's motion capture performance is outstanding, delivering what is truly a menacing voice, and maybe even his best performance in his entire career. Now, I would say that Doctor Strange is his best role, and by best role, I mean just the best character that he played. But Smaug is his best performance, based on how well he did, and how mind-blowing he did. For a middle chapter in a trilogy setting up the next, the cliffhanger was perfect because you could feel the suspense of Smaug coming to Lake Town, and it's perfect, and it gets you pumped up for the next to see how Smaug's invasion of Lake Town would go. And by the way, is it just me, or does this film's cliffhanger ending remind me of Wicked's cliffhanger ending? Like it pretty much based on, I'm saying that based on the shot, like you know how we see the shot of Elphaba flying. Yeah, it felt very similar to like the shot of Smaug flying. That being like the ending shot. Yeah, it is. Those two are very similar. So overall, The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug is not only the best Hobbit film, but it is The Empire Strikes Back of Middle Earth. No, it's not anywhere near as good as The Empire Strikes Back. Don't take this as me saying that it's as good. But it has things in common with Empire Strikes Back, like being the middle chapter to a trilogy that's the best of the bunch and one of the perfect ways of doing a middle chapter. So yeah, this would be the best blockbuster of fall and winter 2023. Sorry, Frozen and Hunger Games Catching Fire, but this one, yeah, is my favorite blockbuster. And also this is one of my favorite movies of 2013 in general. Yeah, December 2013 was an incredible month for movies. And 2013 is much better off. Is a much better year than you think. Yeah. Yeah, sure. 2013 was a mediocre year for blockbusters, not that great. But when it comes to Oscar contenders and art house films and dramas, yeah, 2013 is truly great. Yeah, The Wolf of Wall Street would still be my favorite movie in December 2013. Let alone my favorite movie of that year in general. But The Desolation of Smaug is certainly my top 10 favorite films of 2013. Honestly, it even came close to making my top 5. Yeah, I'm going that far. So that said, guys, I'm going to give The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug 5 stars out of 5. Flawless movie. So for my review of The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug, what are your thoughts on the film? Would you agree with me that this is the best Hobbit film ever made? Do you think that it is the weakest Hobbit film, or do you consider this to would you rank this in the middle of your Hobbit trilogy ranking, or would you prefer this over one of the Lord of the Rings films like me, preferring this over the Two Towers, or would you say that this is not still not as good as the Lord of the Rings trilogy, regardless of thoughts? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on the Battle of the Five Armies. Yep, the last part of my Middle Earth reviews in preparation for the War of the Rohirrim. So yeah, bye guys.